Racism is not keeping blacks poor in America. Hear me out, then let's talk about it. But first, watch this clip. It's an interview between me and John Hope Bryant, an amazing businessman, philanthropist, and financial literacy pioneer. Take a look.
70% of America living from paycheck to paycheck. 138 million stressed out Americans. So whether you're white, black, red, brown, or yellow, you want to see some more green. And the reason that we are in the spot that we're in is that we've never tried free enterprise at scale. There's a difference between being broke and being poor. The minute I shook your hand, looked you in the eye, I knew you weren't poor. Who knows how much money is in our pocket, but I knew you weren't poor. To be broke is economic, but to be poor is a disabling frame of mind, a depressed condition of your spirit, and you must vow never, ever, ever to be poor again. Because when you look at our neighborhoods today that we care about, whether they're black and brown, urban, or white, poor, rural, here's what you see. A check casher next to a payday loan lender, next to a rent-to-own store, next to a title lender, next to a liquor store, robbing you in broad daylight, feeding on your low self-esteem and your lack of confidence and your depression, your lost hope, financing your yesterday, taking advantage of your today, making you forget about your tomorrow. And it's all 500 credit score neighborhood. You see, 700 credit score neighborhoods don't riot. You've never seen a 700 credit score neighborhood riot in America's history of any race. Because 700 credit score communities want to go shopping. They don't want to riot. You have high self-esteem, high confidence, high levels of well-being. It's not about the credit score, it's about the energy that that environment unleashes and supports. But a 500 credit score neighborhood riots continuously over the course of history. And behind every social crisis in the world, there was an economic crisis that preceded it. So we don't realize that underneath the civil rights movement was an economic movement. We don't realize that under the apartheid movement was an economic movement. We don't realize that under the freedom of Ireland was an economic movement. This memo we have never gotten is the whole ballgame. Because nothing today changes your life more than God or love than moving your credit score 120 points.
All right, let's get one thing clear before you come for me in the comments. Some of you might anyways. But I am not saying that racism doesn't exist. Of course, it exists. It's always going to exist. Bottom line is this. Folks have you fooled into thinking that your ability to earn wealth in America is out of your control because of racism. It's the biggest travesty of them all, is they got you thinking that because of racism, you can't make it in America. You can't be an entrepreneur. You can't be a top earner. You can't be one of the top 10% earners in America. Isn't that the craziest thing? Here's the number one thing you got to focus on if you want to build wealth in America. If you want to change your situation, you got to work on your environment. Here's the rule. Your environment must support your goals. You know, John Hope Bryant said, if you hang around 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th. Are the people you're around telling you that racism is stopping you from getting the job? Racism is stopping you from getting the promotion? Racism is stopping you from getting funded as an entrepreneur? Racism is stopping you from... If that's the case, then you need a new environment. This is really an economic situation. It's not about race. It's about money. The more you understand how money works, the more you understand how the game is played, the better you'll be able to play it. Racism is not keeping you poor. There are jobs right now in America that are in high demand, do not require a college degree, and have a path to get you to 6 figures. That's incredible. There are a few sectors. I mean, there's the tech sector, there's sales, but let's just stick with the trades. The trades alone has tremendous opportunity. Why aren't we choosing to dominate in that industry? Oh, we're choosing entertainment. Hard to break in, no control, low success. We're choosing sports. Hard to break in, no control, low success. Why don't we choose financial literacy? Why don't we choose a better path? Why don't we choose to participate in entrepreneurship either as an entrepreneur or as an investor? Do not allow yourself or anybody for that matter to argue for your limitations. You know, if somebody's out there says, well, no, John's wrong, blacks can't make it in America, you know, because of racism and stuff like that, it's really hard. Tell me, why the West Indian blacks are thriving in America? Why are the Ghanaian Americans thriving in America? Why are the Nigerians thriving in America? Skin as black as mine, facing all of the same racism that you speak of. Why are they crushing it financially? And the quintessential American black struggles. Does somebody ask where they were born before they decide to? Just think about that for a second. Is that how it works? Do you just say, hey, before we go any further, were you born here in America? Do you have descendants? Were your descendants slaves, or did you come here? Oh, got it. No, you're good. You're good. I only mistreat American-born blacks. Yeah. Do you think that's how it works? I don't think that's how it works. And look, let's do ourselves a favor and quit talking about the wealth gap. Oh, the difference between whites and blacks in America. Stop talking about the gap. Well, the gap hasn't changed in X amount of years. White folks aren't going to stay still. They aren't going to stay here and go, okay, we're going to let you catch up. Plus, it's not a race. Focus on the things that you can do, the things that you can control. You got to get in the game first. But in order for you to get in the game, you got to know the rules. There's no excuse in this day and age, there's no excuse to not have the information that you need. I don't want to hear it, well, these schools and those schools. Forget the schools for a second, even though I do believe that financial literacy should be taught in America's schools. And it's a shame that it's not. But that aside, the internet has every bit of information you could possibly need, and it's free. As long as you have internet access, you can log on and find the information that you need. It's absolutely free. There's a million different ways to make money in America. And it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what you look like. You know what matters? What you know and what you do. I'm on your side. I believe in you, and I think that you can do it. Now, if you're arguing for your limitations, or if you're arguing for the limitations of an entire group of people, you're not. Quit listening to people that'll take your power. If you let them in your head, you'll be feeling sour. If you take responsibility, you got a shot. You can change your life. Give it all you got. My name is John Guyton. This is The Dark Dollar. And if you have a comment, let me know in the comments. We're going to talk about all sorts of stuff. Just stay tuned.
Let's hit the dance floor. Don't work too hard, my break a backbone. Return of the Mac, the king is back though. Corvette and cash, I never lack those. She saw the stone, you know how that go. Fatality, my diamonds that cold. Versace trunks, I hit my backstroke. Knock on the door. She at the back, bro. All I really take is
like the video, share the video, subscribe, and you can join the conversation anytime that I launch these, in which there are many.